Is the Earth really a spinning globe? Or are we living on a flat disk as some would have us believe? Let's take a moment to ponder this paradox, one that has persisted for centuries and continues to baffle and intrigue us today. Welcome to the world of the flat Earth theory, a concept that, despite its antiquity, has seen a surge in popularity in the modern era. Flat Earth theory, you might ask? Yes, indeed. It's a belief system that posits our planet as a flat, disc-like structure, contrary to the widely accepted understanding of Earth as an oblate spheroid. It's an idea that, though largely dismissed by the scientific community, has found a robust following. Individuals from all walks of life, from the curious amateur to the ardent believer, have found themselves drawn to this unconventional perspective. This isn't a fringe belief held by a few outliers, but a theory that has garnered substantial attention and has even sparked numerous debates online and offline. It's a phenomenon that has led to the formation of dedicated communities, compelling them to question, to challenge, and to rethink the very world beneath their feet. But how, in an age of satellites, space exploration, and readily available scientific evidence, has the idea of a flat Earth gained such traction? Why do some people reject centuries of scientific progress and empirical evidence in favor of a theory that seems, to most, a relic of the past? The answers are as varied and complex as the people who subscribe to this belief. Some cite visual observations, others point to a lack of perceived motion or draw interpretations from religious texts. There are those who see it as part of a grand conspiracy, while others propose alternative explanations for natural phenomena. So, why do some people still insist the Earth is flat? Let's explore the 5 most common reasons. And remember, it's not about proving or disproving the theory, but about understanding the perspectives that fuel this fascinating discourse. Firstly, many flat earthers argue that the Earth appears flat to the naked eye. They suggest that when we look out over short distances, say from one end of a beach to another, there's no discernible curve to the horizon. It's a simple and appealing argument. What we see should be what we get, right? However, it's important to keep in mind that the Earth is immense, and our human perspective is relatively minuscule in comparison. Our sight can only grasp a tiny portion of the Earth's surface at a time. Given this, the curvature of the Earth is not easily observable over short distances. Imagine you're an ant on a basketball. To you, that basketball would seem flat because you're so small in comparison. Similarly, we cannot easily perceive the Earth's curvature due to its large size. But what about the lack of perceived motion? Let's delve into that. Some flat Earth believers argue that if the Earth were truly rotating and orbiting the Sun, we would feel constant motion. This is a fascinating point, isn't it? The idea that if our planet was indeed spinning at roughly 1,000 miles per hour and hurtling around the Sun at 67,000 miles per hour, we'd surely feel something. But here's the thing, we don't. And that lack of perceived motion, they say, supports the notion of a stationary flat Earth. But let's delve a little deeper. The reason we don't feel the Earth's rotation is due to what's called relative motion. We, and everything around us, are moving at the same speed as the Earth. It's similar to being in a smoothly moving train. You can walk down the aisle without feeling the train's speed because you're moving with it. The same principle applies to Earth's orbit around the Sun. We don't sense any movement because we're moving along with the Earth. Next, we'll examine how interpretations of religious texts contribute to flat Earth beliefs. Some individuals interpret scriptures or ancient texts as evidence of a flat, stationary Earth. This belief can be traced back to a variety of religious sources, where the language used to describe the Earth could be interpreted as suggesting a flat structure. For example, in some ancient faiths, the Earth is referred to as a foundation or pillar, words that may imply a flat, unmoving entity. However, it's important to remember that religious texts are often steeped in metaphor and symbolism, intended to convey moral and spiritual lessons rather than scientific facts. When we consider the historical context in which these scriptures were written, it becomes clear that the authors were not concerned with providing a literal description of the Earth's shape. In fact, many ancient cultures had a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and recognized that the Earth was round. They used observations of the stars and planets to navigate, predict the seasons, and even calculate time with remarkable accuracy. This knowledge was often incorporated into their spiritual beliefs in complex and nuanced ways that can be easily misunderstood if taken out of context. Moreover, the interpretation of religious texts is a deeply personal and subjective process. What one person sees as evidence of a flat Earth, another might understand as a metaphor for stability or permanence. It's crucial to approach these texts with an open mind, recognizing the potential for multiple interpretations. Religion and science are not inherently incompatible. Many religious scholars and scientists alike argue that they address different aspects of human understanding. Science seeks to explain the physical world, while religion grapples with questions of meaning, purpose, and morality. In conclusion, while some individuals may interpret religious texts as suggesting a flat Earth, this is by no means a universal interpretation. It's essential to consider the metaphorical nature of these texts, the historical context in which they were written, and the personal nature of religious belief. Now let's reveal the conspiracy theories surrounding the shape of our Earth. Flat Earth proponents often claim that space agencies and governments are involved in a conspiracy to deceive the public about the Earth's true shape. Quite a bold stance, wouldn't you say? They assert that the pictures of our spherical planet taken from space are nothing but elaborate fabrications. A grand illusion designed to maintain the status quo. Let's unravel that thread a bit. The idea rests on the premise that every space agency across the globe is in cahoots, working in unison to uphold this spherical Earth narrative. This would mean that thousands of individuals, from astronauts to scientists, engineers, and even administrative staff, are all part of this grand conspiracy. How feasible is that really? Consider the sheer number of people involved and the multitude of countries they represent. The likelihood of such a large-scale conspiracy remaining undiscovered is astronomically low, pun intended. Human nature, with its propensity for whistleblowing and the pursuit of truth, would likely have exposed such a deception by now. Moreover, space agencies like NASA and the European Space Agency, among others, are renowned for their commitment to scientific integrity and transparency. These organizations have a track record of contributing invaluable research and advancements to our understanding of the universe. Their credibility is not just a matter of public opinion, but is anchored in decades of rigorous scientific work. Additionally, the idea that images of Earth are fabricated dismisses the technological advancements that have made space exploration possible. It undermines the achievements of brilliant minds that have dedicated their lives to pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and capability. In a world connected by technology, where information is readily available, it's essential to approach such theories with a healthy dose of skepticism. While questioning the norm can lead to breakthroughs, it's equally important to base our beliefs on credible evidence and rigorous scientific inquiry. Finally, let's explore alternative explanations for natural phenomena. And remember, keep your mind open, but not so open your brain falls out. Believers in the flat Earth theory often propose alternative explanations for natural phenomena. Let's delve into two such phenomena that are commonly discussed: the sinking of ships over the horizon and the occurrence of eclipses. Flat Earth believers argue that the sinking of ships over the horizon could be explained by the laws of perspective and vanishing points. They suggest that as a ship moves farther away, it simply appears to sink due to the limits of human vision. However, this explanation fails to account for why the ship disappears hull first, followed by the mast and sails, which wouldn't be the case if it were merely a matter of perspective. Mainstream science explains this phenomenon through the Earth's curvature. As a ship sails away, it gradually disappears from view, starting from the bottom and eventually leaving only the top of the mast visible. This observation aligns neatly with the concept of a spherical Earth. Now let's consider eclipses. Flat Earth advocates suggest that solar and lunar eclipses could be caused by unknown, unseen objects passing in front of the sun or moon, rather than the Earth or Moon's shadow. However, this theory struggles to explain why these eclipses occur with such predictable regularity, and why they align perfectly with the positions of the Earth, Sun, and Moon. In contrast, the scientific explanation for eclipses is straightforward and consistent with observations. In a solar eclipse, the Moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow on the Earth. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth is positioned between the Sun and the Moon, causing the Earth's shadow to fall on the Moon. These events occur with clockwork predictability, thanks to the regular orbits of these celestial bodies. Having explored these reasons, it's clear that the scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports a spherical Earth. The Earth, our home, is an oblate spheroid, a fact supported by centuries of scientific observation and evidence. Let's recap what we've explored today. We've seen how some people rely on visual observations, interpreting the horizon as flat rather than curved. We've heard the argument that if the Earth were truly spinning and orbiting the Sun, we would feel it. We've delved into how religious texts can be interpreted to support the idea of a flat Earth. We've examined the role conspiracy theories play, suggesting a grand deception by space agencies and governments. And finally, we've seen how flat Earth believers offer alternative explanations for natural phenomena, such as the sinking of ships over the horizon or the behavior of gravity. Yet despite these arguments, the scientific consensus remains: our Earth is round. While the belief in a flat Earth is an interesting phenomenon in itself, the reality of our world is far more fascinating and complex.